Hello everybody, hope you're having another blessed day. Today I just want to share kind of my reaction and discussion over the OCG banlist that came out yesterday in OCG land. Now for this video I'm going to be breaking it down into 3 parts. The first part is going to be just going through the whole list and talking about why some cards got changed in the OCG banlist and why I think they got changed for that reason. The next one I'll be talking about why I think this OCG banlist may have some future repercussions to our TCG banlist. Because I do believe Konami does base partially their own ban list on TCG based on what happens in OCG, because they do get the cards earlier. So I think a lot of preemptive hits they may make are based off of what happens in OCG. So I'll talk about anything in here that may have future impacts on our TCG ban list that will be coming out in September. And then lastly, I'll be talking about how this ban list kind of impacts, or may impact eventually, our own, or at least for me, my Dark Warrior deck. Because I love my Dark Warriors. That is my go-to deck. So I'll talk about how this ban list and how some stuff going on in this ban list may impact my favorite deck. And hopefully, I don't think it's going to get killed. But with that, let's just jump to the first part and just go through the list and discuss why I think these changes happened. So let's just go through and see our first changes. And the only card I think I saw that got banned in OCG for June is Link Ross. And I think this is a really, really good hit. Link Ross is such a good card. This came out in the turning code, for us at least, because everyone else got it early except for basically America. Which is really unfortunate, because I don't think we're going to have much time to use it, because I see it getting banned pretty quickly in TCG, probably on the next list, hopefully. So why Link Ross got banned is because it was really easy to use and combo off of any Link 2s, especially with Needle Fiber in OCG. You could use Needle Fiber with this card to basically get this card as a Link 1, and you get 2 tokens that can then use for either XYZs or synchro plays usually. So it's basically just a really good card to use kind of as an extender to help you get into those synchro plays and keep comboing off. It's a really good card to help you get really more good card advantage. For that reason, this card got banned, and it's probably will get banned eventually in TCG also. And that's the only card that got banned in OCG. And now we're on the limited, which I don't think anything got limited, which is pretty nice. Hopefully we get this one eventually. Mystic Mind's still at free, thanks to TCG Konami. But going on, we do have some cards that got semi-limited. The first card that got semi-limited is Lone Fire Blossom, which I think is very interesting because, one, we have this card still at free, but it wasn't a time that long ago that we thought Lone Fire Blossom needed to go to 1 or even ban. Especially in OCG, we can take, for example, with Needle Fiber. This card is guaranteed, I'm guessing, probably 1 card combo to get into Needle Fiber. And that card doesn't surprise me because any plant-based decks is going to use and abuse Lone Fire Blossom. You can just tribute it off, go for the second one to tribute it off, and get into any of your plants in your deck. And I'm sure there's some combo out there that gets into Needle Fiber, but my guess right now, since they had Needle Fiber for a while and had Lone Fire Blossom at 1 for a long time, I don't think it was probably doing anything. I haven't looked at results in any of those local tourneys, anything that was happened, because I don't know if they've been having tourneys due to the whole coronavirus and quarantine. But I don't think plant-based decks are doing anything in OCG, which is why they probably changed this card from 1 to 2 on the list. And this, I think in TCG we have it at free. I don't think this having any impact on our stuff, but this is a good kind of change to any of those plant-based deck and players over in OCG. So I hope they enjoy that kind of boost to plant-based decks. Next one is Makura the Destructor, and it limits from limited to semi-limited. And this is a really good change because this is about, I really believe, a lot of the older cards, giving them a gradual release. This card usually got a errata, which makes it really not good. I'm pretty sure basically that's a hard once per turn or something like that. So it was banned. It went to 1. It didn't do anything. Now it's going to 2. And I won't be surprised on the next ban list they have, probably September, which hopefully is when the next one is. It probably goes off to free. So yeah, my card is to free. Not a surprise. And hopefully in TCG that happens to ours too. And then the last one is Necroface, and that's a really interesting one. Because recently this is a card we went from 2 to 3, if I'm not mistaken. And it's a really good card for a lot of those banished kind of heavy-based decks. For example, the one that comes to mind most often is Grand Maju. Grand Maju is basically the OTK-based deck. Let's just try to smack your opponent for a big 10k plus attack. Okay, so that's nothing else this deck really does. There is some FTK potentials, and I don't know what they have for FTK possibilities in OCG, and I know they can abuse 2 Necrofaces, but we'll definitely find out in the next coming months. But I do know in TCG, Necroface didn't really have a big impact on the meta. the meta decks out there for TCG is still the whole Adamantipator and Elwich. This thing had no effect at all to those, and I don't think it has really an effect or will have any effect in OCG. But I could be surprised. Could be some kind of FDK that's possible now with 2, but I don't think there will be. So this thing come to 2. It's just kind of to give it more support to those banish-based decks. I don't think they're really that meta in OCG. So just like Lone Fire Blossom, give me some more support back. And then the last semi-limit card, it's White Dragon Wyvern Buster. And this is the most interesting semi-limit they have on their list, in my opinion, for sure. Because White Dragon Wyvern Buster used to be at 1, and the dark version of it is actually at 3 in OCG, if I'm not mistaken. And that's really, really interesting, because this card is easily one of the most extensive extender card for dragon-based decks, and maybe any deck can abuse basically a level 4. Because both of them are level 4s, and now that this card's at 2, that does give them the potential to get up to 5 cards on the field despite for the cost of 1. So I don't know why they did this. And I guess maybe, I don't know the whole results. Maybe dragon-based decks have been doing really bad, and this is some support back to them. But I don't think this is a really good hit. A really good thing to happen. This card, along with the dark version, should definitely stay at 1. It's just way too good as extender. Because back when the Dragon Link base deck was first coming out, both of these cards are at 3. And this for the cost of 1, you could get up to 6 cards on the field, basically. And that was ridiculous. And that's why in TCG, we have this card both at 1. The white and the black one. Okay, so now that you put this card at 2, this may actually have an impact meta. And I do see this card probably being used more often because level 4s and rank 4s are still one of the best rank. Probably actually is the best ranks you can have in XYZs. And this is such a good extender. So I do actually see this card probably come back into the meta in OCG. And if this ever happened in TCG, you can bet for sure this thing will have some big impacts. Especially with dragon-based decks. And then the last one, we have 2 cards that came off the list to 3. First one, Deep Sea Diva, if it was something that happened recently also in TCG. It basically just gave some more support back to those water-based decks, such as like Atlanteas and Mermails and stuff like that. And I'm not surprised by that, because I don't think the water-based decks were doing really good in OCG, just like they weren't doing TCG. So this just gave some kind of support back to the deck. So that's good for them. And the next one, Draconet. Now this is a card that never really got banned in TCG, but it was up to discussion back when we had War Child's Just the Card Ib. Okay? And there used to be a whole combo of that to go into like an Admiral Mermaid, into a whole Orcas combo. It was a 1-card starter. And for that reason is why this card I think got hit to 1, I believe. Same thing with Soul Eating Raptor and I think in the OCG. Both of those cards didn't get hit at all in TCG, and that was mainly because we did ban this straight up Nightmare Mermaid and also the War Child's Just the Card. And for that reason, why both of those cards are also banned in TCG and they've been banned for a while, I think that's why this card is probably cut back to 3. Because the only thing this card can do is be a 1-card starter for Needle Fiber. But the only problem with that is that even though it is a 1-card starter, it does take up your normal summon. And usually in a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh! Based decks, normal summon is really, really important. So you don't want to waste it just to get out a Needle Fiber that would get you basically just 1 tune on the field. So for that reason, I'm not surprised this card come back to 3. So that's not a big surprise. Okay, so that's the first part of the video. Let's talk about why to kind of make the changes. And my thoughts on this, or if this has any impact on our TCG or future lists, none of this probably will, honestly. The only thing I could see probably have an impact, an influence, and something we probably will have is this Link Ross. Link Ross is called, we even cried out recently in the last ban list to hopefully for it to happen, but it didn't. So this card will probably definitely at least go to 1 or ban in a future list. And of course, the other one everyone's still crying out about, which they had on the list, I think, for like 2 or 3 lists now, is Mystic Mine. Hopefully something happens with this card, because this is probably the most annoying card out there. Because it's basically you just win the game if you don't have your opponents have an out to it. So it's just not a healthy card, I think, for the meta. As compared to like Evenly Match, or Dark World No More, or Super Poly. You can play through that. As long as you be able to get, at least as long as you get next turn. This card says no. So hopefully this card gets banned. And then for the last part, is me just talking about how this impacts me as a Dark World player. And honestly, this doesn't really impact me at all as a Dark World player. But there has been talk in TCG about one card that's currently limited, Crystron Halifibrax Tornado Fiber. They want it to get banned. And if this card gets banned, that will hurt a lot from a Dark World deck. Because the only reason we're not allowed to play Dark Warrior decks, at least as consistent as my deck is thanks to Needle Fiber. If you don't have Call of Fiber X, I do know there's another version out there in the deck. Used a bunch of level 3s to go into the Burn Abyss link card. But looking for that deck, you have to usually use a 60 card base deck, or just have Law of Extenders, make sure you get that combo. And Law of Extenders, that's going to hurt you a lot. You're usually playing a 6 card base deck, and I hate playing against those. Mainly because it's going to reduce my consistency of drawing cards such as Card by the Grave, Drag Down, and Infinite Permanents that help me play going second, and help me play through against hand traps. It's just going to boost that consistency on that draw. Because right now where my deck is, it's really good. Okay, I play tested it with 100 base duels, and I was able to get full combo about 92 to 93% of the time. This on my opening hand. I tested how many times I could look at my opponent's hand, so that's the peek of view version I kind of posted on my channel before, and it had like an 85% chance that you'll get a full combo with my Dolphin or Drag Down or something of that. So that was really, really nice. However, if this card ever gets banned, that deck is going to probably be dead. But there are some other things that may happen, and some things I hope they don't happen. They talked about banning all the cards that have to do with the 1 card combos, because that's what the big complaint was. Reason why Steam got banned, same reason as Glow Bulb. But still multiple cards out there that can probably get banned for the exact same reason. We also, in the TCG, I forgot, we did ban Destrudo for kind of the same reason. But I'll get back to Destrudo in a second. But I have used Plague Spreader Zombie, which is the exact same reason why Glow Bulb got banned, so I don't know why Plague Spreader is still out there. Get Plague Spreader, I can no more summon, and then you go into Salmon Great All Mirage, and then use Plague Spreader to send 1 card from my hand top my deck, supposed to summon it, and then I have Needle Fiber. So the exact same reason I feel like a Glow Bulb. There's also the whole Synchro card, the 1 card Synchro card, I can't remember a thing. It's Jet Synchron, I think. I'm pretty sure that's right. But Jet Synchron, 1 card combo, and also there's like Mecha Phantom Ace O-Line, 1 card combo. And also gives you a bunch of tokens and extenders too. So that's the reason why some of those cards may get banned in the future. Or they may just go out completely and ban Needle Fiber, which would kill my deck. And the only way my deck can maybe still be playable is if they ban Hollow Fiber X and maybe get back to Destrudo. I don't know if they'll do that in the same ban list, so there may be a whole 3 months that Dark Warriors is basically consistently dead. You can still play, again, the level 3 things, or the level 3 deck, but I look through it again, and it's just not as consistent, and it's going to hurt a lot trying to play against a lot of hand traps, okay? So, that's my thoughts on the videos on the whole OCG ban list, how it can do with the TCG, and how the whole OCG ban list and future ban lists may affect my Dark Warriors, because Dark Warriors is, again, my favorite deck for life. So again, those are my thoughts. If you want to share your own thoughts on what I talked about, or other things you have to say about the next ban list that comes out September, leave it as a comment down below. I'd love to see it. Also, if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like on the video, and subscribe to my channel already, if you haven't, because that just helps me and shows me that you like the content I'm making, helps me make more content for you to enjoy. Now, like always, at the end of my videos, I hope the rest of your week is blessed, and I hope I see you all in the next video. And I'm out.